Hey folks, before we begin the video, do check out MasakoX.com with some brand new merch. Oh yeah, and you'll also get a personal shout out video with every order. Cheers! Hey folks, MasakoX here. Chapter 82 is out next week, and it's about time to start thinking as to what to expect going forward without having to rely on spoilers, leaks, or anything like that, like is so tempting to resort to these days. Here, we can think about things that happened last chapter, spoiler-free, based on what we already have to hand. And I hope that you all got at least a little bit stoked about what happened last month. And that we were at least a little bit wrong, Bardock and I, with our discussion from earlier this week that you should definitely check out up top when you have the time. But before we go into today's predictions, I'd like to promote an exciting event coming this August at Wembley, the Dragon Ball Symphonic Adventure, performed by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra no less. That's quite a big deal around these parts. This one-of-a-kind concert conducted by Hiroki Takahashi embodies the show's experience and combines the scenes and sounds of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, together with live vocals and a live orchestra to create an immersive multimedia event for us fans. I've seen events like this in Paris and long to go, but I never got the chance, so I'll be going to this one. So you can come and say hi to me. Please say hi to me and enjoy the show. I've not had contact with you folks in over 2 years. I'm so excited, in fact, I'm thinking about joining it. Do you think they need anyone who plays the theremin at all? Okay, I'll just stick to watching. Tickets are available now via the link in the description and pinned comments. Hope to see you there, and don't miss out on this. This is a really big one. Okay. Let's briefly touch upon our predictions from last month to see how well we did. Remember, we're not going for a completely correct 5 out of 5 here, otherwise we would have had an entirely predictable chapter, and that isn't really ideal now, is it? So the scoring kind of works in an opposite manner here to what you would expect. Let's start with our first one from last month, that Vegeta would aid Granolah in some shape or form during the chapter. Well, we really didn't get that, other than he getting the wrong end of Gas's stick and sort of defending, but not. Most of that ire though went to Goku, and we'll get to him in a second, so no points for that one. Then it was whether or not Gas would lose control of his powers or start to question Elec's motives. Finally, nope, Gas is still as determined and resolute as ever. Definite nope on that one. I actually kind of hope that he has that happen to him eventually, but I guess that would make him too much like Moro, and, you know, you don't want to repeat yourself. Third was Monaito giving Granolah his life essence as to restore him in some manner. Well, I think that will happen eventually, but still not giving myself a point for this one since it hasn't happened yet, but it will certainly mark me. Otherwise, what's the point of Monaito, really? Then we had more Bardock flashbacks to expect. No. We have Marvel flashbacks instead because Toyotaro, he really likes his Marvel. Then it was Oatmeal providing a clue about Gas to Granolah. Again, zip. Oatmeal didn't really participate. But if Granolah's eyesight isn't restored by Monaito, the AI goggles will be more valuable than ever. Although I don't actually kind of understand why Granolah suddenly wanted to work with Oatmeal again, and then suddenly you see him without Oatmeal. What? Yeah, okay, we got a big nothing burger right there. I guess that's okay, since it means that I didn't see anything coming in that chapter, or at least I was a little too early to the table in regards to some of the predictions. Let me know down below whether you got a better score than me or not. I mean, that'd be quite easy to do. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Dragon Ball content on time when it's supposed to be. So, as per my rules, I get to carry over one of my previous predictions from last month to this one, and that one will be Monaito will give his last energy to Granolah. I chose this one mainly for the fact that it's so darn obvious. What else is Monaito going to do with himself? Is he really going to live with himself with the fact that the Cerulean Dragon Balls are extremely dangerous? That it almost spelt an end to the universe as we knew it, with both Gas and Granolah milking it for all it's worth? No. Monaito has said many times that he wishes that he could do more to help out his friends and allies at the moment, and so far, he's not really been the best example of a Dragon Clan Namekian, has he? Granted, he had the power of Torombo, and its care foisted onto him during the Saiyan attack, But surely in the decades that followed, he could have garnered some sort of experience or at least some level of responsibility and conduct himself in a better manner. But the sheer number of times that he's been relatively useless when otherwise he should have been useful in providing some clarification to Granolah and company about the whole thing with the Heeters and whatnot, that's been pretty sad. The best way for him to atone for his shortcomings up to now would be to use up his life force to A, heal Granolah to a decent extent, and restore his eyesight ideally, and B, ensure Torombo would never be used again, and also assuring the fandom that such a broken set of Dragon Balls can never be wheeled out again and used for nefarious purposes or to break the plot. If Monaito isn't used that way and just continues to exist, the Cerulean Dragon Balls still there, that's quite lazy writing in my opinion. The only thing he's done is give Granolah shelter, and that could have been done by anyone else. Monaito has no other USP other than the fact he's got a dragon that he got given. Yeah, sorry Val, you gotta bite the dust. Number 2. Broly will make his debut or some cameos from past characters will occur. Yes, I know that this is extremely wishful thinking, but if you're going to resort to jumping around the universe via instant transmission to buy some time for your friends on Planet Cereal, at least try and drum up some allies that could help you, at least rest up for a while, or aid you in battle in defending the universe against the likes of Gas. It's quite clear that Goku is going to be jumping all over the shop, and perhaps into other universes, so long as he can get a handle of the energy that he's trying to reach, which nowadays isn't really that hard. Maybe it might not be Broly. It could be some other characters from different universes, like Jiren perhaps. He's got a big power level. I think in this spot that Jiren would help Goku, since Goku gave him a new lease of life not that long ago. So him no longer seeing Goku as evil or a pest could be handy, but realistically, the best way to breathe new life and drum up hype into this saga, which has been flagging lately, is to bring Broly into the manga and into the anime lore wholesale. Vampa is somewhere Goku's been before, and Broly's energy is pretty big, so to me it's just a no-brainer. However, I'm not fully into this idea as much as I was a few weeks ago when the last chapter came out. I'd love for this to happen, and it makes so much sense, and I'm willing to make a prediction in this vein for this video. But knowing the way that Toriyama and Toyotaro work, I don't think it's likely to happen, because it's not in their remit to do so, despite this being such an easy A. Why not do it? Broly versus Gas? That would be a definite way to bring people back to the manga for the end of the saga. Number 3. Vegeta will wreck Elec's world, or just defend Granolah. This, I feel, would be the most cathartic thing that could happen. With Gas and Goku gone, Elec's ace in the hole is in parts unknown and uncertain as to whether or not he'll be coming back anytime soon to finish the job. With no concrete evidence as to whether the other Heeters have a similar power or restraint to Gas, it could mean we either see them use that same salvo to defend themselves against Vegeta or a recovered Granolah, they simply run away, or Vegeta is strong enough to make their lives as miserable as possible. Elec already didn't expect the instant transmission twist, so who knows what else he might not be able to expect. And I can easily imagine some panels of Vegeta looking extremely smug, wanting to wheel out Ultra Ego one more time to avenge such cowardly tactics that Elec aimed at Granolah. Literally. It would be so good to see. And I don't care what power is used, whether he just is in base form or not, just so long as Vegeta does enough to make Elec's life painful. Oil and Maki could do nothing about this other than just run for their lives, but as part of Monaito's sacrifice, that is of course if he does it or not, Granolah would be back in the room and able to aid Vegeta in taking down the Heeters right there and then, neutralizing them. Who knows? Maybe Vegeta might allow Granolah to stomp out Elec himself. Yes, when Gas does get back, he will go mad, but this is the only way to get it through to the Heeters that what they did here was not a good idea, and diverging from their tried and tested strategies of just using information to get by, like they did in this arc, that was a bad call. Either way, it'll at least give the prince something to do, right? Number 4. We find out more about Bardock and Gas's battle. Wait, Masako, you already predicted this about Bardock flashbacks. You can't use that again. Yes, I know I talked about Bardock flashbacks, but here I'm talking about their battle instead. It doesn't have to be via the traditional means of a flashback. It could easily just be simple exposition. More information about the fight coming to light from other characters. In some shape or form, we'll find out more. Something that could either come up during dialogue between Goku or Gas, or maybe Gas recognizing some planets or instances, or we see moments from the other Heeters, recalling perhaps where Gas fell down, his undoing, or key instances that could swing it in Gas's favor perhaps, like, oh, Goku's done this, which means that Gas could do that. I am sort of worried that Bardock will be wheeled out one more time anyway, as some kind of attempt to drum up eyes on the manga again. The thing is though, that's been done already, twice, and the second time, they forgot to draw his tail. This is sadly something that you've already exhausted, folks, so just use Broly, okay? And number 5, Goku will start to try and talk to Gas. Ah yes, the tried and tested method of Goku trying to talk to his enemies and talk Gas down from doing anything rash. You know, the whole, you're not that evil, you know, I can feel it shtick. I'm not saying it's going to work, but he'll give it a go this time around. But I reckon that Gas will not be swayed, and it's only going to make him angrier, since Goku isn't acting like his hero or idol, ironically, Bardock, at all. In any case, I'm feeling that I'm getting more and more resentment from the Heeter, that the battle that he had been longing for 4 decades to try and undo that mistake isn't coming up to his standards. We've seen it before in previous chapters. He was expecting an epic duel from the son of Bardock, the only person who had given him a proper challenge up till now. Technically he got Granolah, but, you know, he still won against him. And yet he's not getting that. Despite Gas having supposedly gained a handle on his rampant power, I feel he could lose his cool quite a bit, revert back to a more berserk state, not entirely, but a bit, and allow Goku to get the upper hand in some shape or form, using his brains to win out or at least keep the battle going long enough for another thing to occur, another twist, turning the tide back in the hero's favour maybe. But it'll all start with Goku trying to understand Gas and reasoning with him without the interference of Elec, Oil and Maki. I don't think it's going to work, but it'll likely come up. Alright, here are my predictions for this month's chapter. Let me know what yours are in the comments, and do check back next week to see whether I or you got our guesses right. As I've said before, it's okay to get things wrong with this kind of stuff. You don't want to predict every single thing, because otherwise, why bother reading the darn thing? In fact, if you're a little bit behind on the manga, you can definitely check out my reviews here to quickly catch up, and I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!